Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Learn with Loda. Today's video is on the sweat equity shares. What is mean by the sweat equity shares and what are the relevant provisions under the Companies Act? Sweat equity shares, section 2 subsection 88 of the Companies Act defines it. Equity shares issued by a company to its directors or employees at a discount or for consideration other than cash for providing the know-how and intellectual property rights or some value addition. So, a company will issue the sweat equity shares to its employees, to its directors, for providing some know-how, intellectual property rights, value additions, and these shall be issued at a discount or for consideration other than cash. The expression employee means a permanent employee of the company who has been working in India or outside India. Similarly, it will include a director of a company, whether a whole-time director or not. Besides these two, the employee definition will include the employee or director of a subsidiary or the holding company of the company. Now, the conditions for issue. Section 54 subsection 1 defines the conditions for the issue of the sweat equity shares. Now, these shares can be issued for a class of share already issued subject to the few conditions. What are the conditions? Authorization by the special resolution in the general meeting, and such special resolution shall specify some things like number of shares, current market price, consideration if any, class of the directors or employees to whom such equity shares are to be issued. For listed companies, SEBI guidelines are required to be followed, and for unlisted company rule 2014 are required to be followed. Now let's see the companies rules 2014 for issue of the sweat equity shares. This rule says that allotment of the sweat equity shares shall be done within 12 months from the day of the passing of the special resolution. So a company will have the 12 months time for allotment of the sweat equity shares. Now, the company shall not issue the sweat equity share for more than 15% of the existing paid up equity share capital or a value of rupees 5 crore of the issue whichever is higher. So this rule specifies the limit for the issue of the sweat equity. Another rule which says that total issue of the sweat equity shares in the company shall not exceed 25% of the paid up equity share capital of the company at any time. So total sweat equity issue will not exceed the 25% of the paid up equity share capital, and this limit of 25% is extended to 50% for the startup companies. So startup companies can issue the sweat equity shares up to 50% of their total equity share capital up to the 5 years of the incorporation. So there is some relaxation for the startup companies. Lock-in period, the 3 years time from the date of allotment, the shares are to be locked in. And the last provision which I can mention here is section 54 subsection 2 says that the sweat equity share will be the pari passu with the other equity shareholders. So right restrictions provision as applicable to equity shares shall be applicable to the sweat equity shares. Thanks guys, stay tuned for the next video.